So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my workspace here, and then inside the source folder, I'm going to create a new folder called components. And then inside components, we want to first build out our header on top. So we want to build this out first. So here, let's create a new file called header.js. And because we're using NextJS, this doesn't have to be capital. It can be small. So you can call it header.js. Just make sure that when you are initializing your component, you make this capital. So we're going to have that. And then inside our header, we're going to do this. We want to return first of all the header element, and then we're going to get a div, and then inside this div we're going to get our image component, and then the source for this image is going to be coming from the logo which we're going to get. And then when you're using the image component, you need to specify a width as well as a height. So the width for this, I just want to specify a width of about 100, and then the height for this, I'm going to specify a height of about 30. Now let's go ahead and get this. So let's say we're going to import the logo from, and it's coming from art/images/logo.svg. Is it an svg image? Yes, it is. So logo.svg, and then and then I can just reference it inside here and say get the logo. And when I save this, I can go into my page.js, and then now instead of returning an h1 that says hello world, I can just return a fragment here and then return the header component, and then make sure to import it from components header. And then when I save it, then we should be able to see our logo somewhere. So image is not defined, we need to import image. So just say control spacebar. You can just click here and say control spacebar. It's going to give it this drop down, and then we want to import this image that is coming from next image. And then when I save it, then we should be able to see it here once it reloads. And it still says image is not defined. What's the problem? Really? Oh, wait, is it? Really? Really? Now what's the problem? Is it okay? You know what, let me just open this up. Image in NextJS. What am I doing wrong? Image component. Oh, I can just do this? Really? But what? Why? /images/logo.svg. Image is not defined. I mean, wait, it's not reloading from this. It's not reloading from this. So let's do this instead. Let's reference our logo, but let's restart our server. Let's restart our server. Okay, there we go. So it has some issues, but we have fixed it. Now I'm seeing that this logo is a bit too small. It's too small, so let's increase the width to, wait a minute, let's just increase the height to 50. How does that look? And then let's increase the width to about 120 maybe. If this is going to reload sometime today, please. Really? Are you serious? Let me set this to 200 and then set this to 100. Let's see. Why isn't this thing reloading? Wait a minute, let me just try a paragraph, loading 50. Is this even reloading? Okay, what is wrong with my application? What is wrong with my application? What's wrong? I'm really hating on this right now. I really hate this right now. Okay, for some reason my server keeps on like stopping or something. It won't reload. It won't reload. Why won't you reload? I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this. Do I have something in local storage? Okay, you know what? Nothing is working. Nothing is working. So let me just restart my entire machine. Okay, so I found out the reason why we were getting that error, and the reason is right here. Remember how the first file I created was a header.js, but it was capital? So in our page.js, which is our main file, I referenced that file, which I later deleted and renamed to a smaller capital H. So that's why this is referencing. So this is referencing the wrong file, and therefore it is updating the wrong component. So what you need to do is just change this into a small h and then save it, and then now we can go back into our header.js just to make sure that this is working, and then we can try to add in some bit of text, so learn 20, and then once it reloads, then we should be able to see it right there. So yeah,